Welcome back to English for Specific Purposes Level A2. We are your hosts. I am Mr. Carter.
And I am Miss Sophie. Previously, we have already talked about media and business. Today, we are going to start a new topic, psychology. But before that, let's look at our agenda. Today, we are going to start with a brief introduction, as always. After that, we will learn new vocabulary, and it will be followed by reading about qualities of a leader.
After that, we will have our grammar activity, in which we will talk about the present simple tense. After that, a quick summary of the whole lesson, and finally, my favorite, a little bit of homework.
გამარჯობა, მე სოფო ვარ, ეს კი მისტერ კარტერია. კეთილი იყოს თქვენი დაბრუნება ჩვენს ტელესკოლაში. ჩვენ უკვე ვისაუბრეთ მედიაზე და ბიზნესზე. ახლა კი დავიწყებთ ახალ თემას, ფსიქოლოგიას. თუმცა ვიდრე უშუალოდ გაკვეთილზე გადავიდოდეთ, მოდით ერთად ვნახოთ დღევანდელი დღის გეგმა. დღევანდელი დღე, როგორც ყოველთვის, დაიწყება მოკლე შესავლით. ამის შემდეგ შევისწავლით ახალ სიტყვებს, რასაც მოჰყვება ტექსტი ლიდერის თვისებებზე. შემდეგ გვექნება გრამატიკული სავარჯიშოები, შემდეგ კი მოკლედ შევაჯამებთ დღევანდელ გაკვეთილს და დავასრულებთ ყველასათვის საყვარელი საშინაო დავალებით. Let's get started.
Let's begin.
Mr. Carter, can you please think of famous leaders?
Well, Miss Sophie, the first famous leader that comes to my mind is probably the former president of the United States, Barack Obama. After that, maybe the Dalai Lama, because he is a spiritual leader. And finally, probably a young lady named Malala Yousafzai.
Oh, Mr. Carter, you named really popular leaders. Can you please tell us what are the qualities of a good leader?
Well, I think that leadership has many different qualities. For example, Barack Obama was very confident. The Dalai Lama is very calm and peaceful, while Malala is very thoughtful and high-spirited.
Definitely inspirational as well, probably.
Definitely. Now, let's move on to our first set of vocabulary.
ახლა როგორც კარტერმა თქვა, შევისწავლოთ ახალი სიტყვები. Our first word is thoughtful. Thoughtful is an adjective, and in Georgian it means გულისხმიერი ან ყურადღებიანი.
Thoughtful in English means always thinking of others instead of yourself. A good leader needs to be thoughtful in order not to be selfish.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Carter. Thoughtful is a very important quality for a leader.
Definitely.
Thoughtful, გულისხმიერი ან ყურადღებიანი. Thoughtful, გულისხმიერი ან ყურადღებიანი. Thoughtful, გულისხმიერი ან ყურადღებიანი. Our next word is
confident. Confident is an adjective.
And in Georgian, it means თავდაჯერებული.
Confident in English means being certain of your abilities or your plans for the future. In order to be a good leader, you need to believe in yourself. And in order to believe in yourself, you need to be confident so other people believe in you.
Definitely. Confident, თავდაჯერებული. Confident, თავდაჯერებული. Together, confident, თავდაჯერებული. Our next word is
intelligent.
Intelligent is an adjective, and in Georgian it means ჭკვიანი ან გონიერი.
Intelligent in English means being able to learn things quickly and successfully. Now, there are many different kinds of intelligence. So, just because you're not good at math or spelling doesn't mean you are not intelligent.
Intelligent, ჭკვიანი ან გონიერი. Intelligent, ჭკვიანი ან გონიერი. One more time. Intelligent, ჭკვიანი ან გონიერი. Our next word is very important word, calm. Calm is an adjective again, and in Georgian it means შვიდი.
Calm means peaceful, quiet, or without worry. A good leader should be calm. That way they don't show their emotions that they get angry or upset. They need to be calm in order to think clearly.
Definitely. If you are calm, you are not making other people nervous as well. It's a very important thing to do.
Very true, Miss Sophie.
Calm, შვიდი. Calm, შვიდი.
Calm.
შვიდი. Our next word is fair. Fair is an adjective, and in Georgian it means სამართლიანი.
Fair means treating people the right way or treating all people equally. A good leader should be fair. That way they don't have favorites and everyone feels special.
Definitely, Mr. Carter. Fairness and being fair is very important for a good leader. Fair, სამართლიანი. Fair, სამართლიანი.
Fair.
სამართლიანი. Our next and the last word in this set of vocabulary is honest. Honest is an adjective, and in Georgian it means პატიოსანი.
Honest means always telling the truth and not telling lies, stealing, or cheating people. In order to be a good leader, one of the first qualities you need to have is honesty. You need to always tell people the truth and not just what they want to hear.
If you are honest, it means that people will believe in you more.
Exactly, Miss Sophie.
Honest, პატიოსანი. Honest, პატიოსანი. Honest, პატიოსანი.
Now, let's move on to our vocabulary activity in which we will match the words with an example sentence. They fit best.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ ლექსიკურ სავარჯიშოზე. ეკრანზე მოცემულია წინადადებები გამოტოვებული ადგილებით. ერთად მოვიფიქროთ, რომელი სიტყვა შეესაბამება ყველაზე უკეთ გამოტოვებულ ადგილს.
Let's begin.
Let's start. Our first sentence is, he is an blank person. He never tells lies. Mr. Carter, can you please help us to find out right answer?
Definitely, Miss Sophie. The key words in this sentence are never tells lies. If someone never tells lies, they are an honest person.
That's true, Mr. Carter. If you are an honest person, it means that you never tell lies.
Exactly.
Our next sentence is, she is very blank. She never gets angry.
Miss Sophie, can you help us out with this one?
Definitely. The key words here is that she never gets angry. We need to think about quality which is connected to never getting angry. And that quality, I think, is related to being calm.
I think you are right, Miss Sophie. Remember, being calm means controlling your emotions and not showing when you get angry, upset, or sad. A good leader needs to be calm.
Definitely. Our next sentence is,
She looks blank. She knows what she is talking about. Miss Sophie, can you give us a hint as to what this one might be?
sure. So if you know what you're talking about, probably you are confident.
Exactly, Miss Sophie. So for this one, intelligent or thoughtful could be good answers, but we want the best answer. Confident means that you know what you're talking about, therefore it's the best answer.
Our next sentence is, it was blank of him to help other team members. Mr. Carter, can you please give us a little hint on this one too?
Definitely, Miss Sophie. So, our key word in this is help other team members. Now, intelligence just means being able to learn quickly. Fair means treating people equally, but thoughtful means thinking of others first. Therefore, I think this one is thoughtful.
You are absolutely right, Mr. Carter. Let's move to another one now. The boss was blank. He treated all the employees equally. Mr. Carter, can you please tell us, if someone treats all the people equally, what kind of person that person is?
Well, this one is pretty obvious, Miss Sophie. I think if you treat someone equally, you are fair.
You are absolutely right again, Mr. Carter. Let's look at our last word now. Quite obvious answer, but I think we should still read the example sentence.
Absolutely. He was highly blank and well educated.
He was highly intelligent and well-educated.
Now, let's move on to our second set of vocabulary. These words are related to the reading we will do later, so please pay attention.
გაიგეთ კარტერმა რა თქვა? ახლა შევისწავლით ახალ სიტყვებს. ეს სიტყვები უშუალოდ ტექსტიდან არის ამოკრეფილი. Let's start.
Let's begin.
Our first word is... wait a second. This is not a word.
Very good, Miss Sophie. We have a picture of a person that represents our first vocabulary word. Miss Sophie, do you know who this man is?
Definitely. This is Steve Jobs, one of the most popular leaders in the world.
Exactly, Miss Sophie. And do you know what Steve Jobs was famous for?
Yeah, I think he was very forward-thinking.
Exactly, Miss Sophie. Forward-thinking means always thinking of the future, not just the present. It means trying to create new ideas that will help people in the future. Steve Jobs was very forward-thinking because he was trying to create technology that would help people, not just now, but for years and years in the future.
Definitely. Forward-thinking was the quality that helped him to progress fast. Forward-thinking is an adjective, and in Georgian it means წინდახედული ან შორს მჭვრეტელი. Forward-thinking, წინდახედული ან შორს მჭვრეტელი. Forward-thinking, წინდახედული ან შორს მჭვრეტელი. Together. Forward-thinking, წინდახედული ან შორს მჭვრეტელი. Our next word is... Mr. Carter, do you know who this person is?
Actually, Miss Sophie, I do not know who this person is. Can you please tell me?
Definitely. This person is one of the most famous leaders in Georgia. She's called King Tamar, and she was very strong-willed. She was one of the people who defended Georgia against foreign attackers and invaders.
Wow! In English, strong-willed means being able to do something and following through with your actions even when other people disagree or disprove. So, it sounds like King Tamar was very strong-willed.
She was. Strong-willed is an adjective, and in Georgian it means შეუპოვარი ან ძლიერი ნებისყოფის მქონე. Strong-willed, შეუპოვარი ან ძლიერი ნებისყოფის მქონე. Strong-willed, შეუპოვარი ან ძლიერი ნებისყოფის მქონე. Our next person is... she's quite young. Who is this?
This young lady is named Greta Funberg. She's 17 and from Sweden, and she is one of the most famous climate activists on the planet. The reason we have her, Miss Sophie...
I know. I think I know why.
Because she is very high-spirited.
Definitely. High-spirited is an adjective, and in English it means full of energy and excitement. I think you really need these qualities to become famous at that age.
Exactly, Miss Sophie. She has high spirits because she tries to change the world and she won't let anyone stop her.
Definitely. High-spirited in Georgian means mamatsi and guladi. High-spirited, mamatsi and guladi. Together.
High-spirited,
mamatsi and guladi. And our next person is...
This person is Winston Churchill. He was a leader of England during World War II. The reason we chose him is because he is quick thinking. Quick thinking means the ability to make quick decisions in difficult situations. Winston Churchill made many quick decisions during World War II and saved many lives.
Quick decision-making is a very important skill, and it's necessary for a good leader. Quick thinking is adjective, and in Georgian it means გადაწყვეტილებების სწრაფად მიმღები. Quick thinking, გადაწყვეტილებების სწრაფად მიმღები. Quick thinking, გადაწყვეტილებების სწრაფად მიმღები. Our next person is...
Miss Sophie, do you know who this person is?
Definitely I do. This is Martin Luther King.
Exactly right, Miss Sophie. Martin Luther King was very open-minded. Open-minded means willing to consider the ideas of others. In order to be open-minded, you need to be able to think how other people think. And it also means to be able to spread ideas that you think will help others. Martin Luther King was able to help people see that all human beings are equal no matter what color their skin is.
Definitely. Open-minded is an adjective, and in Georgian it means ფართო თვალთახედვის მქონე. Open-minded, ფართო თვალთახედვის მქონე. Open-minded, ფართო თვალთახედვის მქონე. I think this was the last word in our set of vocabulary.
I think you are right. Now, let's move on to our reading activity.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ კითხვის დავალებაზე. So, Mr. Carter, I think here we have some tips how to become a good leader.
I think so as well.
So, tip number 1 is a good leadership quality is communication. Good communication is important for many reasons. Being able to communicate with others shows honesty and confidence in one's ideas, but it also builds trust. But being good at communicating isn't only about talking. It's also about listening to those around you. This means having an open mind to other people's ideas. A good leader knows when to talk, but also when to listen.
Tip 2. Another part of being a good leader is being brave and courageous. Many people think this is easy, but being brave does not mean not being scared. It means when you fail, you never give up. A good leader shouldn't be afraid of barriers that might slow them down or stop them. This means being confident in ideas and strong-willed in achieving goals.
Tip number 3. The last thing a good leader needs to be is responsible. We all make mistakes, but a good leader always takes responsibility for their actions. But responsibility also means being thoughtful to others and showing them that you care for them. Being responsible isn't easy because it means being calm and fair, but also high-spirited in order to overcome problems.
Now, let's move on to our reading activity in which we will match the tip numbers with the themes we talked about.
ახლა კი გადავინაცვლოთ კითხვის დავალებაზე. თქვენს მარცხნივ მოცემულია პარაგრაფები, ხოლო მარჯვნივ კი მოცემულია რჩევების სათაურები. მოდით ერთად გადავწყვიტოთ, რომელ პარაგრაფს შეესაბამება რომელი სათაური. Let's start. So, Mr. Carter, do you remember what was the tip number 1 about?
Miss Sophie, I remember you talking about something. It was about being open-minded and being confident and being honest. But something else you said was talking about listening. And listening is part of communication. So I think tip 1 is having good communication skills.
You are absolutely right, Mr. Carter. You remembered everything correctly. Do you remember what was the tip number 2 about?
I'm not sure, Miss Sophie. Can you help me with that?
Definitely. You remember we talked about being thoughtful, being high-spirited, and calm. What do you think these qualities are connected to?
Well, they could be responsible, but I don't think that is the best answer. I think being brave is the best answer.
Definitely. Being high-spirited is connected to being brave. So tip number 2 is be brave. And tip number 3?
Tip number 3, I remember we talked about being thoughtful and calm and fair. So that must mean being responsible, because that means taking care of others, thinking of others, and treating them equally.
You are absolutely right, Mr. Carter. The last one is being responsible.
All right. Now let's move on to our grammar activity.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ გრამატიკის დავალებაზე. Let's look at the sentence on the screen. Being able to communicate with others shows honesty and confidence. Mr. Carter, can you please tell us why the verb shows is highlighted in the sentence?
Yes, Miss Sophie. Shows is highlighted in the sentence because it represents the present simple tense.
წინადადებაში ზმნა shows აჩვენებს აწმყო მარტივ დროს.
We use the present simple tense to talk about things that are repeated every day, every week, every year, regularly, often, etc. He meets his group members regularly. We use the present simple tense to talk about permanent states of being or things that are generally true. Many leaders share the same qualities. Present simple affirmative. I, you, we, they, plus the verb. I get angry easily. They always protect their families. He, she, it, plus the verb, plus S or ES. He respects his leader. She never shows her feelings. Present simple interrogative. Auxiliary verb do. You, we, they, plus the verb. Do they talk much? Do you feel confident in meetings? Auxiliary verb does. He, she, it, plus the verb. Does he meet his colleagues every day? Does she enjoy parties? Present simple negative. I, you, we, they, plus the auxiliary verb do, plus the negative not, plus the verb. We do not or don't understand each other. They do not or don't have similar qualities. He, she, it, plus the auxiliary verb does, plus not, plus the verb. He does not or doesn't respect other people's feelings. She does not or doesn't make friends easily. Now, let's move on to our grammar activity. We will change the verb to fit the present simple tense. He drive to work every day. The present simple tense is he drives to work every day. We add the S because it is third person singular. I not think you are right. I don't think or do not think you are right. He not read the newspapers. He doesn't or does not read the newspapers. She often speak in front of audience. Does she often speak in front of the audience? What you study in psychology? What do you study in psychology? Now, let's have a quick summary of our whole lesson.
ახლა კი მოდით ერთად შევაჯამოთ დღევანდელი გაკვეთილი.
So first, we had vocabulary.
That's true. Mr. Carter, do you remember which vocabulary items we learned today?
I think I remember one or two. Thoughtful.
You are right.
Confident.
You are right.
Can you help me with the rest, Miss Sophie?
Definitely. I remember we talked about calm, intelligent, honest, and fair. Did I miss something?
I think that's all.
I think you are right. Let's look at the second set of vocabulary. You remember we were talking about Steve Jobs.
Right. He was forward-thinking.
You are right. Greta Funberg.
High-spirited.
King Tamar.
Strong-willed.
You are right. Martin Luther King.
Open-minded.
And Winston Churchill.
Quick-thinking.
You are absolutely right. Do you remember what was our reading about?
Our reading was about tips for being a good leader. Tip 1, having good communication skills.
Well done.
Tip 2, being brave and courageous.
You are absolutely right.
And tip 3, being responsible.
Great job. And in the grammar part, I think you talked about present simple.
That is very true, Miss Sophie.
I think our lesson was very interesting today.
Definitely.
It's time to move to our homework.
For your homework, we would like you to write a description of a leader you admire.
Do not forget to use vocabulary and the grammar that you learned today. You can upload your homework on the address given on the screen. We have prepared template for you. This is the one, but please do not copy-paste. We know you can do better.
Well, I think that's our whole lesson.
Yes, Mr. Carter. The next lesson we are going to continue talking about psychology. Please do not miss it. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.